So today we will discuss about contraceptives. So what do we mean by contraceptives? Contraceptives are some device or some technique which helps to give a contraception. So what is contraception? Contraception means stoppage or inability to conceive. Now contraceptives can be subdivided into two parts. What are they? Some parts are temporary and some are two types, some are permanent. Right? So why are we discussing this? Because as being budding physicians, very soon your friends as well as your some family kins who are at about your age will consider you as doctors and will ask for your opinion about the contraceptive practices. Most possibly their situation will be diverse. Some of them will be newly married, some of them will not be asking for a baby for a few years, some of them will have a baby and will ask you for a spacing technique. So situations will be different and you will have to decide which contraceptive method to provide to which very couple. So for that very reason, you require to know about the contraceptive practices. What are the temporary methods, what are the permanent methods, and what are the indications and contraindication about different methods. So accordingly you can prescribe your contraceptive techniques. So about the temporary methods, they can be subdivided into natural method and some artificial method. So about the natural method, one of them I have discussed already, you know already, that is the lactational amenorrhea. So one important method is the lactational amenorrhea. Another important method, that is coitus interruptus. Third method is the rhythm method. Okay. So artificial method, among the artificial method, you will get the barrier methods, you will get the hormonal pills, in case of another method will be the contraceptive devices implanted inside the uterus, that is the intrauterine devices. Intrauterine devices can be of two types, that is copper containing and another one is hormone releasing. Okay. Another hormonal method is provided, another hormonal method is used, that is known as injectable hormones. Okay. What about the permanent method? All of these methods, whatever I have told already, these are for females. There are some male drugs, namely particularly I am mentioning it here, male drugs known as Gossypol, which is derived from the cottonseed oil, is under trial about a oral contraceptive pill for the males. All other hormonal pills, they are specifically devised for the female partner. What about the permanent methods? There are two permanent methods. One is male permanent sterilization, that is known as vasectomy, and another one is that is for female, that is tubectomy. Now, all these methods, they have got their failure rates. There is only one method which is not almost 100% successful, that is known as the abstinence. So abstinence is the only foolproof method, but it is possibly impossible. Why? Because somebody who has married, somebody who is psychologically and mentally fit, married, or having some affair, some partner, possibly they will not be able to practice abstinence, because platonic love thing, it is something out of fairy tales only. Okay, so abstinence, it is the 100% successful method, but we cannot, you better not ask anybody to go for the abstinence method. But all other methods, all this temporary method and permanent method, all of this method, there is chance of failure. Some has got good chance of failure, high chance of failure, some has got very low chance of failure, but these are the methods which are used in regular day-to-day practices. Now we better be going one by one. So natural methods, just remember that these natural methods, they are, most of the religious bodies in our world, particularly Roman Catholics, they particularly recommend these natural methods. None other method is recommended by the Catholic Church. So what is that? Number one, that is the lactational amenorrhea. What is lactational amenorrhea? Lactational amenorrhea means after just parturition, after just childbirth, due to high level of prolactin, females do have lower amount of GnRH production. That lower GnRH production leads to lower level of estrogen and progesterone. So as there is lower level of estrogen and progesterone, there will be cessation of menstruation, both the ovarian cycle as well as uterine cycle. So both the ovarian and uterine cycle are ceased due to high level of prolactin, secondary to less level of GnRH. That method, it is known as the lactational amenorrhea. During this lactational amenorrhea, usually for first 6 to 7 months, ovarian cycle is completely stopped. So there will not be ovulation. So there will be, if there is unprotected sex, there will not be any kind of conception. Second method is the coitus interruptus. Coitus interruptus means just before the ejaculation, the male subject, the male partner receives his penis from the female genital tract, so that sperm deposition does not occur inside the vagina. But remember that coitus interruptus, it has got two severe negative points. First point, that is, it requires very high amount of motivation. It requires to be very much concerned about the thing, and that might lead to in some male patients, that might lead to psychological disturbances, number one. And number two, all of us, we have seen that, all of us know there is some secretion for lubrication just during intercourse. So that lubrication, that is known as precum, it also contains some sperm. So that is why, if the subject does not deposit the direct ejaculate inside the vagina, but some precum will be inserted in the vagina, so that might lead to pregnancy if the female is highly fertile. So that is why coitus interruptus is neither very popular, not very successful method. What about the rhythm method? All of us know, during a period in between the about 10 to 12 days post menstruation, there is LH surge, and after LH surge there is ovulation. So that particular fertile period, it starts after 5 to 6 days of cessation of menstruation and ends about 5 to 6 days prior to next menstrual cycle. next menstrual bleeding start time. So if abstinence is practiced during this very period, it will give the advantage of contraception. Now again, this rhythm method, it has got some negative points. What are the negative points? First of all, the period, the menstrual cycle in case of female, it has to be very precise. But if a female in some cycle menstruates at 30th day, some cycles menstruate at 28th day, like that, if the period is not that regular, it will be very much unsuccessful method. First. Secondly, if you consider that 5 to 6 days after menstruation, during the menstruation, that is 4-5 days, and just 5 to 6 days before menstruation, if you consider that time, that is a significant time you have to go for abstinence. So that is why a very high motivation is required to practice this very thing. So that for these two reasons, mainly for these two reasons, number one, lack of motivation, and number two, most of the cases in females does not have that kind of regular rhythm. This rhythm method does not works very properly. But these days, it has been seen that basal body temperature increases just before the LH surge, and there are some LH surge test kits are there, like pregnancy kits. You will see in your urine, one can determine whether LH surge has occurred or not. So using these two things, measuring the basal body temperature and that LH test kit, that success of this rhythm method has increased significantly. But still now it is one of the most method with most failures. Now let's get rid of these things. So we will be mainly concentrating on these temporary methods, particularly important here for us. It is a hormonal pills, barrier methods, and IODs. Okay. So what about the barrier methods? So barrier methods, they can be of two types. One for male barrier, another one is for female. So what are the male barriers? All of you, most of you I think have heard about the condom. This is the most widely practiced contraceptive practice all over the world. So what is condom? A condom, usually it is a sheath made out of polypropylene or made out of latex. So what you do with a condom, just before penetration, that after full erection has been achieved, the condom, it will come like a ribbon, like a thing with a teat. So before penetration, after you have achieved the full erection, some has to hold this teat down so that after ejaculation, that ejaculate can be accommodated here, and then you have to roll this thing down through the shaft of the penis. Now remember that condom, it has got very high failure rate. Most important failure rate due to wrong practice or malpractice with a condom. So what are those things you have to remember? First of all, you must put the condom just before penetration, so that full erection has been achieved. Secondly, you should, before inserting the condom, one should hold this tip so that a place for the ejaculate to accommodate can be kept. Okay, why? Because otherwise there is very high chance of condom rupture. What else? One must not keep the penis with the condom inside the vaginal canal after the ejaculation has occurred. What will happen otherwise? If the erection goes away, there will be leakage of the sperm through these lower ends. So there might be high chance of pregnancy. But condom has got a very distinctive Advantage number one, in case of people who are not very frequent with sex, they can use it without any kind of long-term consequences. Secondly, condom always gives a prior advantage of preventing most of the kinds of sexually transmitted infections. So STI prevention is also a very important advantage about the condom. Okay. Now about the female part that is most important, that is the diaphragm and the cervical cap. So how does the diaphragm works? So this is the cervix, this is the vagina. Now before any kind of sexual intercourse, usually diaphragm occurs in a way. Usually what they do, diaphragm is like a female condom. It looks like this. There should be two ends, one end with a silicone ring that will be fixed here, and the lower end will be open, so that you can see the vaginal lining as well as the cervical opening will be covered by this device. So after intercourse, this diaphragm end mask should be removed. It is also known as female condom. What about the cervical cap? Cervical cap works almost in a similar way, but in case of cervical cap, you do not cover all of the vaginal wall. What we do, usually cervical cap is a small ring-like thing with a pouch. You usually insert it deep inside the vagina, so that these rings, one ring should go at the posterior fornix and the upper end of the ring should go the anterior fornix, so that cervical opening is completely covered. Now remember that these two methods, both of them has got this advantages of the condom as well as disadvantages of condom. So failure rate, it is quite high in case of both the diaphragm and cervical cap. So that is why some chemical methods also used, both in case of condom as well as diaphragm and cervical cap, that is the spermicidal jelly. Now this spermicidal, these things, they come as water miscible gel, they come as some oil soluble gel, they come as tablets, they come as pessaries. So you have to remember, using a spermicidal jelly always increases the effectivity of condom, diaphragm or cervical cap. But you have to remember, this spermicidal jelly should be water based if you are using a latex condom, because the oil based spermicidal, that will lead to penetration, that will lead to damage to the condom or diaphragm. So contraceptive efficacy as well as STI preventing efficacy of these two very devices will reduce. Spermicidal jellies, what are they? They are some chemical substances, either by absorbing the sperm or by chemically destroying the sperm, they prevents the sperm to penetrate the cervical canal and go for fertilization. As a single agent, condom or diaphragm or spermicidal jelly, as a single agent, they are not very successful, but when combined together, they can work wonder. Okay, now let's get into hormonal devices, hormonal contraceptives. Now most of the hormonal contraceptives, they are targeted towards the female subject. There are some male hormonal contraceptives on development. Particularly, I have mentioned already Gossypol, which is derived from the cottonseed oil, tried in China, oral contraceptive for males, but it has not been very much successful. There are a lot of side effects. So most of the hormonal contraceptive pills, they are targeted towards the female subject. So what are they? Number one, pills. Okay, and number two, IUD, intrauterine devices with hormones. but I will be discussing this along with the IOD substances. So pills and injectables will be discussed now. So pill, you know, pill is a very much successful contraceptive device, contraceptive method. Pill almost give 100% safe contraception. Pill can be subdivided into 3 types. Number 1, that is the combined pills. Number 2, that is the progesterone only pills. And number 3, phagic pills. So what are the combined pills? Combined pills means these pills contains more than one active pharmacological substances. So what are they? Combined pills usually contains, these combined pills, they usually contain some amount of estrogen and some amount of progesterone. Most commonly used estrogen, most commonly used synthetic estrogen is norethistérone or drosterone. And for most commonly used progesterone, it is estrogen and progesterone, both of them has got their own mechanism of prevention of pregnancy. So what estrogen does? Estrogen usually decrease high dose of estrogen will reduce the GnRH production, as well as they will reduce the production of LH. Now this exogenous estrogen, they will reduce the endogenous estrogen as well as progesterone hormone level. So there will not be LH surge, so there will not be any kind of ovulation. Secondly, what this progesterone do? This progesterone, as a part of combined pill, they usually thickens the cervical mucus. So that thick cervical mucus as well as unfavorable endometrial layer, what they will do? They will usually make the implantation unsuccessful. So estrogen component, they usually reduce the ovulation, they usually stops the ovulation. Progesterone component, they make the situation for the sperm penetration as well as implantation unfavorable. Now we could have used estrogen only, or we could have used progesterone only. But remember that these two drugs, when used as a single agent, they require a lot more amount and their side effects will be magnum. Like estrogen has got a pathetic effect of atherosclerosis, estrogen may lead to dyslipidemia, estrogen may lead to some cancers, as well as estrogen has got typically liver damaging property. Progesterone also, they increase the fat content of the body, so the person becomes fatty. What else? The progesterone may lead to irregular menstruation, so irregular bleeding might occur. So that is why these two agents not used as a single agent normally, because it has been seen very low amount of these two agents together can give very competent contraception. Usually what we do, if a person have 28 days cycle, usually we do 21 days we give this estrogen progesterone combination, then for 7 days we give a gap. In between these 7 days usually menstruation occurs due to inavailability of this progesterone, so that there will be, I have already discussed the menstrual cycle, I have already discussed the menstrual and endometrial cycle. All of you know, if there is less amount of progesterone, there will be a kind of avascular necrosis, so menstruation occurs in between this 7-day stoppage period. So again after 7 days that cycle again repeated for 21 days. This is one approach, monthly approach, so that monthly menstruation occurs. You give 21 days this combined pill, then 7 days for menstruation to occur, then again 21 days combined pill. Another approach is there which is little controversial, but it practiced. So what we do, we usually give continuous 3 months of this combined pill. So menstruation will not occur for 3 months. Then we give her time period for 7 days to go for menstruation. But what happens during this menstrual period, during this menstruation after 3 months, usually they are very heavy period, there will be a lot of blood loss, there will be usually there is a lot of pain. So that is why pain medications as well as bleeding reducing medications are always given when these combined pills are used in 3 months cycle. Okay. So these pills, they give almost 100% contraception. That is why these pills are very popular among young adults who are newly married, who does not have any kind of other comorbidities, or those people who are trying to get a spacing between two child. One child is born, then after some period of time they require a contraception because they want a spacing of 2-3 years, they can go for these combined pills. Obviously, provided there is no liver disease, no comorbidities, no cardiac disorders like that. Done. So what about this post-progesterone only pill? Who is the specific subject for progesterone only pill? Progesterone only pill is specifically reserved for lactating mothers. Why? Because if you give estrogen, estrogen will lead to reduction in the level of prolactin, so milk secretion, milk production will reduce. So that is why progesterone only pill is given to these mothers. And there is usually for first 6 months due to lactational amenorrhea, contraception is almost 100% proof, but after that progesterone only pills are not very successful contraceptive method. Why? Because progesterone does not prevent the ovulation. What progesterone do? They usually make the cervical canal as well as uterine cavity unfavorable. So contraception is not very proof. Another negative point with this progesterone only pill is you have to take it exactly the same time of the day. That means if you take 10 PM today, you must take that next day also 10 PM. Otherwise, there is very high chance of breakthrough bleeding. Okay. What about the third method, that is the phasic pills? It is usually very less commonly practiced method. Initially it was given to mimic the normal menstrual period, normal menstrual cycle of a female. That is, initially estrogen only pills are given. Then it was substituted with progesterone only pills, and finally there will be gaps for menstruation to occur. But it has been seen to get a successful contraception, you require to give a very high dose of estrogen only pill or progesterone only pill. So that is why these phasic pills are not used these days. So most common, most practiced, most safe and most successful method till now is the combined contraceptive pills. Now what about the injectables? Injectable pills they are long acting progesterones. Most commonly used the Depo-Provera. It is a type of progesterone which are given in a deep intramuscular injection. If it is given as a naked drug, it is a drug, it works as a depot drug and gradually it releases the progesterone. So progesterone only pills effects like those contraceptive effects are provided. So only Depo-Provera, if it is given only Depo-Provera as a depot injection, it is active for 3 months. But another method is there, some pellet filled with Depo-Provera, if it is inserted subcutaneously, that can work for at least 3 to 4 years. So again, I have already discussed what are the problems with progesterone only pills. All those problems you will have to you will have to face here also. So contraception is not foolproof, number one. Number two, all these drugs, they have got a very high risk of breakthrough bleeding. What is breakthrough bleeding? That is bleeding in between two normal periods. I mean, when you are taking the drug, that's some kind of bleeding occurring. So that is known as breakthrough bleeding. So breakthrough bleeding chances very high with this injectable contraceptive pills, not pills, injectable contraceptives as well as progesterone only pills. Right. So injectables, for whom injectable is usually practiced by those mothers who have got some cardiac issues or have got some dyslipidemia, so who cannot take the estrogen. So for them, injectable contraceptives are used, and usually this has got a distinct advantage that for all those oral pills, you have to take that every day and at a regular time. But for injectable things, you inject and you forget. You just remember the next date of injection. So that is the advantage, that regular dosing is not required, and side effects provided by estrogen, it is also bypassed. But due to very high cost of these very drugs, it is still now not very popular, at least in our country. Now another